boys and girls. Today we're reading The Princess Who Saved Her Friends.
The Princess Who Saved Her Friends by Greg Pak and Jonathan Coulton. Once upon a time, there was a princess named Gloria Chang Epstein Takahara de la Garza Champion, who ate and rocked out every day with her best friends, who came to play dragon, snake, bee, and queen. All were friends, and all was keen. Until the dragon missed a riff. The queen said with a grumpy sniff, "You should really know this song by now." The dragon promised he'd do better and try to play it by the letter. But a mean voice down the path simply said, it was a band of snotty snobs who knew the queen from school. They called themselves the Royals, and they thought themselves quite cool. But now they laughed and sneered, just as the queen had always feared. Keep playing with these losers, and they'll never win the prize. Lo, a battle of bands had just been scheduled for spring break. Whichever band could play the best would win a giant cake. And cake was something all the friends just loved. So Glory and her awesome band dove right back into work. They'd win that prize before all eyes and beat that nasty jerk. Until the dragon broke a string, the queen was smoldering, but decided she'd let one mistake go by. But then the dragon missed a beat. Oops! The queen stomped both her feet. She screamed, steamed, and mean-queened about mistakes, wrong takes, and lost cakes.
Well, now she's angry like the queen.
And finally, she made the dragon cry. Then the bee began to weep. Snake eyes began to seep. And finally, our Gloria had enough. Glory's heart was pounding. She didn't like to fight, but everyone was crying and she knew that wasn't right. "You can't treat your friends like that," she said with a bit of a shout. The queen was still and quiet. "Fine, in that case, I am out." Glory's stomach churned as the queen vanished from their sight. The dragon's cheek just burned. Glory had to make it right. Glory brought a nice pink flower to give the queen in her dark tower, but the queen was still and cold as angry ice. You know it in your heart, the dragon's tearing us apart. If you want to win, you can't always be so nice. Glory's mind began to stray. The dragon really couldn't play. And if she asked, she knew he'd step aside. He'd go without a fuss. He wouldn't cry or cuss. He'd just bottle it up, his sadness deep inside. And how they'd rock and rattle, they would surely win the battle. And the dragon would just sadly clap and smile. But Glory's heart felt sick to think of such a dirty trick. Ugh! And as much as she loved cake, she walked away from that mistake.
Uh-oh, she's in trouble.
So the friends went back to having fun. They rocked and stayed up late, and the queen played with the royals, who were really pretty great. Nothing's ever perfect. Pa-ting! Everybody makes mistakes. We have to find our own way through whichever path that journey takes. Then came the fateful day, the battle of bands, brilliant songs and singers from each corner of the lands. The royals took the stage, the queen was playing like a dream. The crowd went wild, every single child, even Glory had to scream, "Yee-haw!" Then Glory and her friends cut loose with their big song. They weren't as slick or as clue or sharp, but the whole crowd sang along. Then the dragon broke a string, and the royals sneered and scoffed. Ha ha! And when he tried to stay on beat, nya nya, they clapped to throw him off.
That's not nice.
Glory played on rhythm to try to help her friend. Ha ha! But the crowd began to snicker, and the royals sensed the end. With the queen, unseen, caught between. It's true, the queen was wicked once, but in her heart she knew. Zap, zing! That teasing other people is not something you should do. Without the royals clapping, the dragons found a beat. And when he hit that power chord, the crowd leaped to its feet. Glory's friends won 14th place in the Battle of Bands, but they hugged and laughed and had a blast and high-fived lots of hands. The royals came in first and won the contest and the cake, but then they spent the whole afternoon going over each mistake. And the queen began to dream of changing her scene. You guys rocked out pretty well in spite of that attack. And if you'd commit to working hard, I maybe would come back. The dragon beamed with joy and blurted, "Yippers! Jeepers, that'd be great!" But Glory crossed her arms and scolded and then said, "Just wait."
Wait, why they're shouting?
You got mean when we goofed off and made us all feel sad. We would love to play with you, but It's no fun when you're mad. But music should be serious. You can't just play whatever. That might be true for you, but then we should not play together. Oh, said the queen, and now Glory felt mean. She didn't want to lose her friend. But what was there to say? They both liked playing music, but in a very different way. But then Glory thought of something everybody liked to do.
They make a cake.
And that's how Glory and her friends had their cake. And ate it too. The end.
Thank you, boys and girls, to listen to the story. Bye.